Yes, sir, people. Welcome to my journey. I challenge myself to have at least one discussion with an amazing person of every country to inspire people and to spread and share positive vibe all around the world. So, thank you for following and let's go.
A song to you, fair state of mind. Michigan, my Michigan, what greater song than this is thine? Michigan, my Michigan, the whisper of the forest tree, the thunder of the inland sea unite in one grand symphony of Michigan.
What's up, everybody? Papa Boostif here. We got another international and positive discussion today. I'm so glad to present to you Tianna Jones from Michigan State. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm really great, thank you. First of all, I want to thank you for your time to be there right now to talk with us.
Thank you again for having me. I appreciate this interview.
Thank you so much. It's really a pleasure for me to talk with you and to introduce you to all the people there right now. So in the beginning, the first question I like to ask people is because I have the thinking that everybody is like a unique book that deserve to be known. Sorry, that deserve to be known. So if your life was a book, what would be the title and why, please?
Peace, purpose, and I believe that it comes to finding your purpose and peace within yourself, and that's what I've been through. Um,
Okay.
Transitioning from going through many horrible things, traumatic things, also
Wow.
not being the best version of myself,
Okay.
but getting peace within myself to fulfill my purpose.
Wow, that's so powerful. I like it. And we're gonna talk about it a little bit. That's kind of the second question. I like to talk about when you were younger, when people were younger. So when you were younger, what would you like to be? What you wanted to become at that point?
I wanted to be a lot of things. I wanted to be
Okay.
a singer. I wanted to be an author. I wanted to be a dental hygienist. I mean, there's so many things I wanted to be. I wanted to be president. I wanted to be a model, an actress.
Wow.
And some of those things I actually was able to do. And it's
Yeah.
positive to see that.
Yeah, I was about to say it. All you're saying, I saw you doing it. So and do you have like best moments when you were younger? Best moments, moments you remember that are like important in your life?
Yes, I've had a lot of beautiful moments with some of my family. We've
Okay.
had a lot of strong holidays. I
Wow.
also remember when I met my father, it was like a fulfillment of understanding that I was loved and I had someone that was waiting for me that loved me all along. So I believe that going through these things made me a stronger person and a
Okay.
stronger child that was transitioning out of an abused situation as a younger child.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's something. And actually, you talk about it a little bit, but would you have like, did you have a lot of obstacles, some obstacles you had, and all you went through during your when you were younger?
I did. I went
Yeah.
through some things that really were hard to understand as a child, my emotions and my thoughts, and feeling abandoned from my mother, not
Okay.
knowing my father until I was much older,
Wow.
9 years old, almost 10 years old. So I knew that these people existed, but I didn't know where they were. At some point, I knew where my father was, but I didn't know where my mother was. So I was told my mother was dead and she was actually alive. And
Oh.
it was a lot of psychological abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse that I went through as a child from 2 years old to 8 years old.
Oh my
So
God, that's
it,
horrible.
yeah, it is. It's very horrible, but I overcame that and I saw the best version of myself as I evolved with evolution and got older. So I look back at it now and I see that, God made me unique in my own way, as if everybody else, they are
Yeah.
also unique. And it was to be delivered out of the darkness, out of the, a dark time in my life, was majority of my life of, being told certain things and living a certain life
Yeah.
that, wasn't right. And I had to
No.
deliver myself out of that evil, out of that negative thought process and emotions, because I knew that God existed, and I knew
Yeah.
that there was something greater for me that was going to make me feel at peace and feel
Wow.
loved. So even though I was denied from, multiple family members, even the
Hmm.
older I got, and even, people that just didn't understand me and understand my gifts and abilities,
Yeah.
it's now I realize that God loved me the entire time, and as long as you have that, you can't lose,
Yeah. Okay. So you would say that your trust in God helped you to went through all of that actually.
Yes, but again, it was me being a child, not knowing who God was, not
Yeah.
knowing that God existed. But the love in my heart was
Yeah.
God was in my heart. God was in
Wow.
my body. God was in my thoughts, because I knew I had a hunger for more. I knew there was something else there, something else out there. I just didn't know where it was, and I didn't know who it was. I just knew something was waiting for me.
Yeah. You were about to get better than that, like beyond that kind of thing. So wow, that's fantastic. That's powerful. I like it seriously. And it should have been hard for you because you went through all of that with that thinking. So you have a lot of resilience and perseverance for sure, because it's not easy. And so would you have like some maybe tricks for people that are living same thing or that lived the same thing maybe?
All I can tell them is to connect on a higher understanding. You have to be optimistic and know other things exist
Yeah.
outside of your thought process. There's going to always be individual people that are good and that are bad.
Mhm.
There's going to always be individual people with a different train of thought than you. And you have to kind of understand that there's more than one right way, but there's also more than one wrong way. So
Yeah.
it's definitely a train of thought, and you have to connect with your emotions and your thoughts to keep yourself toward the light on a righteous path, because once
Mhm.
you find that, you're accountable even more, and you don't let that go for anything, not for money, not for fame, not for fortune,
No,
not for
exactly.
love. You stay on that path because the love that you were seeking all along is within yourself and your abilities. And that doesn't mean ego, that means to understand your true purpose in life, to understand that there is something waiting for you,
Yeah.
and there's more to come, because you have a purpose. You just have to dig deeper and truly find what that purpose is,
The
and
why.
deliver yourself out of negative environments, negative
Hmm.
thought processes. You got to be more positive, even if
Yeah.
you don't want
Okay.
to. Just find the best in the worst situation, and it can deliver you out of that situation so that you can be one with God, be one with yourself, and be at peace.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good message. Actually, it's. I hope people are listening to that right now because it's gonna help a lot of people. Actually, is there something you would have done differently when you were younger? I mean,
Yes, I made a bunch of mistakes when I was
okay,
younger because I didn't know how to control my thoughts and my emotions.
yeah, of course,
Sometimes when that happens as children, you react because you're impulsive. You don't know what's going on. You
mm,
don't exactly see things for what it is because you have a narrow mind. Your brain may not be fully developed. You may
yeah,
not be developed as a child, and that's why I don't blame children for things that happen to them or how they react, because it's up to the parent and it's up to the leaders that are around them that are going to break the situations down to them in a kindful, peaceful way to
yeah,
show them what exists in the world so that they can be prepared to be the best version of themselves. And if they're not doing that, how are they ever going to grow and develop their skills,
that's
their
it.
character skills, their compassion, forgiveness,
Yeah.
because you are the leaders. The adults are
Mhm.
the leaders, the parents, the faculty in the schools. People are leading them.
You're the model.
Yeah, role
Yeah.
model. They're
Yeah.
leading
Exactly.
them to be, the best version of themselves
Mhm.
is what we're told. But
Yeah.
it really points down to who are you, and are you really living the best purpose of yourself to
That's it.
tell us and then deliver the children into a lighter path.
Yeah.
Again, it's no judgment past. It's a matter of, are you delivering yourself and building yourself to build the children and other people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're so right. I agree with you because you cannot be a good model for somebody else or your kids or whatever who if you're not your best version, or at least you're not going to your best version. Because how can you teach it to other people if you're not like even on your why? I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's it. And would you have? Are you? Is there something you are proud of when you were younger?
Um, Honestly, anytime I would do something right, I was proud of it. But
Okay.
at this point of looking back, I didn't have that many times. I had an ego more than I was proud. I didn't know the difference between my emotions
Okay.
or my thoughts because I wasn't taught that way. I was taught more of a judgmental, negative pattern of you're doing something wrong instead of an explanation of what was really, an ability that could have been harnessed, could have been, shown to me that.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Like you were teaching not to do it, not what you could do instead. I mean,
Exactly. And I feel that if you harness your gifts, if you show people that you respect them, they
yeah,
will respect you. If you show
totally.
people that you're willing to, be compassionate about their situations instead of
Mm,
so judgmental, because the past is the past. You have to have forgiveness in your heart, or else you're enslaving your thoughts in your mind because people are always keeping themselves back. I deal with a lot of people on a daily, and they're not very good to me even to this day. But I
okay.
don't hold that against them. But either you're going to be real or you're going to be fake about it. Now, you can know that you're not going to choose to be around those people in that
Mm,
environment because it's not making you the best version of you. It's making you step out of your environment and your own thought process and in your own emotions to react in a negative way. Then you don't want to be around that. You want to
mhm.
make sure that, love or not, if you deliver yourself out of more righteous emotions of positive light mass, positive energy, you can determine your own fate and your own destiny by
Wow.
watching how you react to people.
Yeah, that's so true. Exactly. Again, it's a good message. And another question I like to ask people actually, because I think we don't really think about it all the time, and we get inspired by all people around us. But I would like to know what inspire you from yourself.
What inspires me is to know that I have a purpose. I
Yeah,
do have value and I do have self-worth. And by knowing that, it makes me drive harder, work harder because I'm doing this for the people, for humanity. I'm giving them options in all my projects, humanitarian projects, whether it's music, film, poetry, books, cookbooks, whatever it is I'm doing, stories. I'm giving them a perception of finding their true abilities and gifts to unlock their mind to
yeah,
be best them. And that's what's important is if someone can continue to develop and grow, anyone can continue to develop and grow. But are they stopping themselves is the real question.
yeah. It's true. So, so talk about it a little bit more. What you're doing, like you just said, like what? Who's yourself right now? What you're doing?
I'm doing so many
Yeah,
things. I'm utilizing technology and media just like we're doing right now. We're using technology.
yeah,
we met off media, social media, but we're using technology to have this interview. So I'm
Mhm.
utilizing that in everything I do by drawing in the audience and showing them that they are not alone, that there are people that are going through the same thing or went through the same thing. I'm connecting people and all over the world because I have two global peace movements
Yeah.
of all lives do exist and women's lives do exist, with over 208 global peace brand ambassadors in over 100 countries. So again, it's growing every day, and that's why I say over 208, because every day I'm getting an email from someone in Nigeria, someone in France, someone in
Yeah.
London, someone, in Canada, and you're actually a global peace brand and ambassador.
Yeah, I was about to say it, and I'm really proud about it. That's why I'm happy we talk about it right now.
Yeah, well, I'm very excited to have you on board. And and it's an enlightenment, you being from France, I mean, and being in Canada. That's really interesting to me because some of my family, they're actually from France and they're
Okay.
actually living in France to this day.
Okay, that's awesome. Where are they?
Honestly, it's more discovery to be known, but my papa was his family is all in France. And so again, it's there's a lot going on, but it's very amazing to see that. And he actually passed away. And
Okay.
again, I'm a generation that didn't know where I came from. So as I developed over this time, I was able to find out where I came from, who I came from. And
Hmm.
again, it's genealogy. It's amazing to know your genetics. It's amazing to see the origins of the power that exists within us. So
Yeah, it's true. That's awesome, and you kind of discover it like little puzzle at a time. So it's kind of nice. It's kind of surprising.
definitely surprising, definitely not what I expected, but it
Okay.
it makes you grow up. It
Yeah.
makes you take responsibility for your own thoughts, your own emotions,
Mhm.
and it's made me fulfill my purpose. And I believe that
Yeah.
fulfilling my purpose, it just like you, it helps us grow in the best version of ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, yeah. Like, what's the why?
Well, my mission is to save humanity, to save as many people as I can by giving them the choice and giving them hope, and to
Wow.
unite the nations for peace, because I believe that we all need peace and harmony in our lives. And again, we are all developing this knowledge and this information as time passes. I know people were feeling different and learning things in the evolution of COVID, and they were growing
Yeah.
and developing and waking up to God, waking up to faith.
Yeah.
And I hold myself accountable for that because I know that God is by my side
Mhm.
100%.
Wow. That's powerful. I can feel that you really mean it. Like you're doing a lot of stuff. I'm looking at you, and you're really inspirational. So just keep it up. Seriously. You have good message as well. So I really like what you're doing. Um, is there one point you really like one strength you would have, and how you use it?
I have multiple strengths,
Yeah.
multiple abilities, but I use it by using my heart and being kind to people and showing that it is within ourself that we must be who we need to be, and giving that hope and that ability to enlighten people with awareness. That is a huge strength. I watch people turning from dark matter of negative perception to light mass, and I have that ability to do it.
Wow. That's really awesome. Actually, I'm kind of shocked because we're talking, and like we didn't talk a lot before that. So now we're talking. I'm listening to you, and I'm kind of knowing you more, and I feel like we're having the same why. Actually, we want to save humanity. We know that we have something that we can be a better person every day. We want to. We're working on that. So I'm really proud to know you. Actually.
Thank
So
you.
you're welcome. Um, is there something you would like to give to people, like something that you learn in your life by experiences that you would like to share to people?
Well, you need to believe that anything is possible
Yeah.
and never give up and don't listen to the judgment and criticism, because there's going to be a
Mm.
lot of negative dark matter swarming the minds of the universe because of what's going on in the world. You got to
Yeah.
keep going. You got to never give up and give everything to God, whether it's glory or whether it's anxiety or whether it's your pain. God will take care of it and heal you, because that's all you have. When you're born in this earth, you were born alone. You took your first breath with God in this air, and you were born in a sin, and that is expected. Again, we're not perfect. I'm not a perfect person, but I am an aware person, and I am accountable, and I watch what I do, because again, I've already been there, done that. I was around the darkness most of my life. So if you
Hmm.
already know that exists, there's
Yeah.
nothing more to do than just go to the light and accept who you really are with your purpose.
So true. So true. I agree with you. Thank you for that message. If we go in the future, what would be your biggest dream if you have no boundaries?
I think my biggest dream would be to go back to France and
Okay.
see where I belong with my family and connect with them and see
Wow.
who they are and meet them. Because even though I was born in the United States and I am 10 ethnicities, I was not raised with my papa's family. I believe
Hmm.
that that's probably where I belong most of the time, with family, because they will understand me for who I am and accept me for who I am. And I believe that that's where I would love to connect. That would be my biggest dream, to connect with them in France.
Okay. Wow, that's awesome. I wish it's gonna happen for you. It would be a good memory for sure. In all your business and your stuff you're doing right now, do you have some objective, like in short term, medium term?
Well, short term would be to graduate college within the next 2 years, getting my bachelor's of science applied in psychology,
Nice.
concentrated on technology and media, which we use every single day. So
Yeah.
that would be a short term at the University of Phoenix, but long term would be utilizing that technology and media and helping other businesses grow and develop the skills that I've learned, whether it's
Mm.
marketing, advertisement, business consultant, preventing human trafficking or terrorist attacks. I mean, I believe that any of this can be possible utilizing your skills and your gifts. So
Yeah.
long term, that would be my ideal thing, is to save all nations, all people, and develop this peace worldwide amongst all
Wow.
nations.
Wow. I want to work with you. That's awesome. Wow. Okay. And because it's also a discussion for the culture. You're from USA, so we're gonna talk a little bit about USA and a little bit about Michigan states. What would be different maybe from the other states? Because I'm doing all the states as well, so that's why. Um, so tell me one thing that you would like people to know about USA.
Well, United States has an amazing, diverse set of people coming from different countries. So again, we have freedom of speech, we have opportunities with employment, we have a lot of opportunities with education and how your education can be free. And
Okay.
that sets us apart with other countries, because there is so much adversity there that we don't understand. That you hear about the United States, everyone wants to go there, they want to live in this persona or perception of rock and roll or American hamburgers or something that is, the women are beautiful or
Yeah.
something like that, or the men. So there's so much perception of people that come here for so many different reasons, but we do have a strong united force. And I believe that that has been able to carry us through history.
Okay. Wow, that's awesome. Good answer. Seriously. And what do you like the most in USA in the culture?
For me in the future, I can see more technology. I can see more, adversity and evolutional spread of awareness, I believe technology is going to grow in the United States because there will be more developers and creative
Okay.
minds using their gifts. So
Yeah.
I believe that this can be a great partnership for other people to come
Okay.
together with the United States, and they all can make money and they all can build a higher advantage of an economy for each nation. So I believe that will happen in the future.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. It's like we're doing one day in USA. We're doing one day in USA, a typical day. What would we eat in that day?
We would eat lasagna because there's a lot of ethnicities here.
Oh,
And for me, I'm 10 ethnicities. So if you came to the United States, I would prepare you homemade lasagna.
okay, awesome. What information about history we should know?
Well, history repeats itself. So we see a lot of people going through fighting for their rights, learning that they have human rights. And I think
Okay.
that that is mainly, something that we continue to fight for every day. I
Yeah,
mean, people are fighting to make sure that they can cast their votes correctly. They're fighting for there's women fighting for, women's rights to decide what they're going to do with their body in the United States. So everybody is deciding what they want to do to benefit themselves.
okay, cool, awesome. And where should we go? Like monuments or a place, according to you?
Well, and I would say you would want to go see the Hollywood sign in California. You'd
Okay.
also want to go to the White House in Washington, D.C. You would want to kind of research the history on what existed, Louisiana, slave plantations.
Yeah.
You want to see where we've developed our freedom, where we've developed, why we are a very unique and strong country. And it's based on giving the people their power. And that's what our country's made out of,
Yeah.
giving the people the power. So you
Mhm.
want to see where, the people came from the Holocaust, that, the survivors from the Holocaust in New York. Again, there's museums all over the
Yeah.
United States giving this facts of what existed before we were ever born.
Okay, cool. And music should we listen to?
You have a variety of music. You can
Yeah.
actually listen to whatever music you want here. They have rock and roll, they have R&B, pop, rap, and it's so unique. They have country, they have
Yeah.
jazz, they have so much music that
Mhm.
is your freedom of speech. You turn on the radio and there's 17 million options or 24 options depending on what kind of radio stations you listen to.
That's awesome. It's kind of same thing in Canada, so I like it. Is there a habit or a tradition you would like to share about USA?
A tradition in the United States is Christmas. A lot of people celebrate Christmas and they make sure that they have huge decorations outside. Also, some prairie ranches set up all these Christmas lights where people can drive through them and they can
Yeah.
see all the Christmas lights. And it may go for 20 miles, 30 miles,
Wow.
and they eat
Wow.
popcorn, they drink hot coffee and hot chocolate, whatever they're purchasing, and then they just sit with their families and enjoy that moment. And also
Wow.
church. A lot of people attend church and they develop that family unity based on faith and hope. And I believe that that's very huge commodity in our world. We need hope, we need faith, and we need to realize that there was other people
Yeah.
obviously that existed, like Jesus Christ
Mhm.
existed. So that development of awareness and positive light, we need to give that respect to the people that got us where we are here today.
Yeah, of course. We need to we need to know that there's something beyond us for sure, some energy or something for sure. And so thank you for that typical day. And for Michigan State, actually, I'm kind of like I went to a journey like to talk with a person from each country and each state in USA, and I wanted to take one thing from every country in my backpack, for experience for me. So, what would you share to me from Michigan State that I will keep in my backpack?
Now, this is a great question. Let me utilize the sports here. We have Michigan State University, and you
Yeah,
could take a football and put it in
yeah,
your backpack. There's a bunch of different flags: Michigan State flag, Wayne State University flag. I mean, there's all these universities that are united
yeah.
here.
Big university there, eh?
A basketball, but it won't fit in your backpack. You could have it in your hand. The Pistons,
Yeah,
the Tigers, there's also a Tigers football. There's a lot of different things here.
that's awesome. I need to come one day for sure.
They're very well managed, and I believe that they have a unity with their coaches and with
Yeah.
their communities, and they have a lot of support here with their communities, which helps economic development because their stands are always packed out. People are always coming to find out when the next game is, and they travel from all over the United States to see these different sports happen.
Hmm. Yeah, it's a big place for sports actually, and it's powerful. Like I'm in Canada here, and we heard about Michigan State's football and all this stuff. So, in conclusion, I would like to ask you that question I ask to everybody when I'm talking with them. When you'll not be there anymore, is there what you would like people to say about you, to remember about you?
I want people to remember that I had deliverance and I had drive. And when I said I was going to do something, I
Yeah.
did it with light and positive kindness and a calm spirit of acknowledgement of connection with a higher power. So people will remember each individual aspect of memory that I had with them because it was so unique and so powerful that it becomes more legendary and icon perceptive of history.
Okay, cool, awesome. And and would you have do you have one person you are grateful for and a positive message for that person?
I'm grateful for my parents for having me, and I'm grateful for my grandparents for having them, and I'm grateful for my great grandparents for having them. I'm grateful for my ancestors, and I'm grateful
Wow.
that God had created us very unique for a purpose.
Wow, I think it's the best answer I ever heard. Wow, I really like it. Thank you. Thank you for that message. And it's pretty much the end. So I would like to say again, thank you to you for your time. I really enjoyed talking with you. I hope you enjoy it as well.
I did, and I believe that we can do great things together. And I'm very excited to see Canada some more.
Yeah.
So I'll be meeting you soon. Just
Yes.
let's
Of
get ready to go and see some things and evolve together because Canada is beautiful.
It is. It is a good place. I went through a couple of places there because I was in the military. I was in Canadian Forces, so I went through Canada a little bit. So yeah, it's a really good place to be, and there's a lot of stuff to see as well.
Well, thank you so much for this interview, and it's an amazing opportunity, and I'm very grateful for you having me here today.
I'm really grateful you took the time for me, and like you said, I will enjoy working with you for a long time and involved with you for sure.
Thank you so much. Looking forward to it. Thank you.
Looking forward. Thank you, and thank you to everybody for listening, and have a good day.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.